panel, we are primarily going to focus on employee engagement. I know earlier in a part of the conference, both Jason and Rohan talked a little bit about the employee experience, especially when employees are all either remote or we are coming towards some kind of a hybrid workplace. And we will ask the panelists what they think. Is it all going to be remote? Are we going to be back to the pre-pandemic normal? Or are we going to have some kind of a hybrid in between there? So we'll start with there. But before that, I just want to say that we are so honored to have all these panelists here. I mean, this is probably the most diverse set of panelists that we can get for this topic. We have practitioners, we have managers we have the people who are leaders of this change management. So moving on to Vijay. Vijay, I know you have very diversity of experience. I mean, and you are also a much smaller company compared to the others in the panel. What are some of the unique things that you have observed, Vijay, in terms of the employee engagement or experiences in the past 1 year?
I would say it's the readiness, right? I mean, for me, this is probably the fourth change I've seen in the globe, starting with the 1990 earthquake and Rodney King's when I was in LA, the middle of the earthquake, having a 4-inch crack through our businesses go through when I was 16 years old, to seeing the whole dot-com bust and the 2008 that we saw. And one thing I recognize in all of this, being through all of these different change, is that it's actually, the game is the same. The only thing that's changed is the playing field. Yeah. You end up landing in a new territory and the rain is different, the pitch is different. That's actually what is happening, right? And what we've trained for within our ecosystem is how to play the sport at its best when the times are changing, right? Sure. And I think this has been an opportunity actually for great new players to evolve, for them to really shine in a new light overall. So that opportunity has become so visible. And discoveries that we would never have made have expedited. Individuals that you thought were passive have become remarkable leaders that have become very vocal. So you've seen such a plethora of evolution and change expedite through. And I would say as an organization, for us, it's been about calmness. Can we be calm and not add to the anxiety, add to the worry, but really allow our players of the sports team that we're part of, right, which is a great play, and let them become the leaders because they're now on the field playing the game, pitching the bat, right? We as coaches are on the sideline sort of giving the cheer up. So for us, I think it's been about that as a whole overall, right?
Excellent. I think that's a great point, Vijay. Let's go on to a different topic in the interest of time. Are you using any digital tools now? Because now everybody is at least, remote or going to be remote partially. Are there any tools or technologies that you use that actually made a lot more impact for you than when you are all in the office?
Vamsi, thanks for that. And thanks for the opportunity over here to be here, because it's a topic very dear, right? And I talk about this whole theme around sports and players. And when the playing field changes, what happens? Anxiety levels go up.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to the customer? I'm not able to be as productive. What's going to occur, right? And we launched one tool, and one very most important tool, and it's the FSAT tool. So far, we've heard about the ESAT, we've heard about the CSAT, right? Customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction. But I think this changing norm, the only way we can measure whether our team had anxiety or not, or whether things were normal or not, or the productivity is happening or not, was through the FSAT score. Family satisfaction. Family satisfaction. Okay. We ran a survey for all family members to vote. Not, employees don't have a say. The family members have a say to inform us how the people are doing. Because if an individual is balanced at home, he's calm at home, he's not yelling at the kids saying, I've got work to do, I've got to report on something, then we know they're not going to make the errors. We know they're going to be innovative. We know they're going to think on behalf of our customers and our clients who are going through this crisis. So I would say that was one of the biggest changes that we made. And we launched a leadership CEO dashboard through which regular surveys would happen. And they would give indications, and all our questions were always pertinent to measuring anxiety levels of a human being, right? So I would say that's one of the tools that we launched, and I think it's been a remarkable success. And the embracement that we've seen people come together with has been unbelievable.
That's a very, very unique thing that we ever heard, Vijay. So thank you so much for sharing with us. This is a great initiative, brilliant. Can you share some of the metrics that you measure for the FSAT?
So, it's a wonderful question, right? So work hours, right? How much are people working? Number one. Number two, we look at how much are people celebrating. I think it's been one of our themes inside the organization, but outside. If people are celebrating, it's a very strong indication of a person's state of mind, right? Sure. And one of our themes across the span of years has been no surprises, celebrate success, right? Sure. And what is the first thing that happens when a pandemic happens? Something people stop celebrating. We start saying, well, it's not the time to celebrate. And if you stop celebrating, then life is not a joy. You're not playing the field. You're not playing the game, right? So, are those small moments and occasions still being celebrated? And I think we focused on many of these factors, but I would say we focused, if you were to say, of all the metrics that we're running around, celebration was one of the ones we looked at. The anniversaries, the birthdays, the small events, people are going through educational challenges, right? Being together, the amount of notes that we continue to get around this time that, for the first time in years, I'm celebrating my birthday with my mother, right? Because a lot of people are working, have moved away, and other times people have moved back to the workplaces. So I would say, when we look at it, we look at the human elements of a person and a being as a whole overall, right? And celebration, I would say, was one of our biggest measures of takeaways.
Absolutely. We will remember that, Vijay, and we should, I think, people always talk that, hey, it's been a busy year, we need to take a break, but somehow we never take that very seriously. So that's great to know that you're actually measuring it. So
life is a joy and every moment is worth living, right? So
exactly. Thank you, everyone. I know Richa, Vibhav, Vijay, and Jonathan can't ask you for a better panel to discuss these things. And thank you for sharing all your point of views, and more importantly, your experiences and your guidance, right? So I know there's years and years worth of guidance that you can give, and through your experience. It's just that we absolutely ran out of time, so we are going to, again, thank you so much. We'll end the panel discussion here. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.